Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So, got my fixed locomotive after the disaster we had before. So, I think nobody's got, yeah, everybody's handbrakes are off. But we're gonna start this up. And I've been looking around, and I've got some stuff that we did. So we are in pretty good shape. So we're gonna back out of here. And now what I need to figure out is we're coming out here. Food factory is north, so I want to go the other way ultimately. But how do we do this? Because I'd like to turn around and go back south. So let me look at my big map, because we can like pull out there. I mean, we could go the other way. But yeah, what I want to do, let's see. All right, so now we need to keep going a little bit longer. So I'm going to take a trip. We're heading to City South, and we got some good news is what we got. So we're going to flip this, and then we're going to go in the D yard. We're going to go 1L. So we're going to go, let's see. We want to go right. Right. Yep, that'll do it. So alright, so now we see a switch. Decrease this. It is 1602. I have no idea if the weather's gonna cooperate or not. But yeah, we're gonna back out of here, and then we're gonna turn around at the first switch. But the good thing with these is they can kind of go where they need to go. So we're gonna head over here. And we're gonna just pull by and kind of park in the loading dock. And looky there. Did you see it? Cannot believe that it's sitting there like that, but it is. So we have found my holy grail. DH4. Wow, these are not easy to find. So, so that's all I can say is yes, they are not easy to find. So if I want to re-rail this here, we're going to confirm. There we go. Back from the dead. Now we need to tow it home in City South. So that's our first. So we're gonna lower that. We're gonna just barely touch it. Oops. Ah, come on. What is going on? Alright, so we're gonna take this, put it there, and we're gonna bring this over here. Obviously we can't multi-unit anything, but we're gonna make sure the brake is off. Alright, so we're gonna get going. We should be able to do this with one, but I basically, you can fast travel on the map, and I've spent a few hours going to every location, and I've finally found all of the locomotives, but it took forever. But we're gonna pick up 4 of them on the way. So that is the plan. And so now if I go here, when we head out, we want to go left. So we go down here, and then we're going to pull out and go to the iron mine, because there is one there. Even though we looked. So, yeah, this is, like, once you know where to look, it helps, but it's still not easy. So I apologize for the view. I'm just trying to get my map working so that I can see where I'm going. And so we've got the iron mine, City West, and where else? And coal mine south, I believe. Yeah, so those will be our 3 locations. Now, we're going to get up here. And yeah, we're going to have some pretty big inclines, as you can see. So, a lot going on there, but we've got plenty of power. Or we should. Of course, I say that, and now I'm struggling, and because we're only going to have we're going to have less than 500 tons, I mean, when we get down to it. But yeah, we need to make sure we don't blow this up again. And so yeah, let's just make sure we want this to, yes, be left, because we're coming this way. Alright, so the incline's going down, so that is good. It's still an incline, but, like, the heat's gonna get better because we can move. So yeah, I don't know that it's worth running around too much. But anyway, we're gonna back this off a bit, because now we're... Yes, we're at 2, but it's not anything crazy here. And yes, I do not like going backwards, but we're not going backwards that long. And the nice thing with these, we have... Please don't tell me that I don't have the locomotive. No, I do. Alright. I'm like, where is this thing? Like, I can see the 3, but I can't see the 4th. Alright, so we're at 22. We're still at 2%. And I do remember it was a little tight through here, so I do want to be careful. Alright, 21, 22. Those are like 1.5, but we are going to get a little bit quicker. Or a little bit steeper, I should say. So I'm going to build up some momentum. Now again, I do want to be careful because yeah, we're going to have I think it's not going to be super sharp. It'll be sharp when we pull forward. But yeah, the DH4 is really what I want, and we may just end up picking up other parts here and there. Now again, I have a good amount of money, but I don't have a ton of money. So we're going to have to be careful. And our switch setter hasn't triggered yet, so we're not within 300 meters of a switch. Alright. But we are getting very close now. Goodness gracious. Yeah, this is the heavy part. Alright, we're at about 3. Going down to 2. Alright. And yes, it should be to the left, which is what we want. But I don't know that I can see the switch or see the speed or whatever it is, so... But even if it's 20, I'll be okay. And we're not going to go super, super far. But yeah, we'll be bringing them back in the evening. So we're coming around the turn. And yes, we need to go 30. And we obviously need to get all the way through. So this is level. So just want to be careful here. We're just getting through there. And again, can't totally tell, but just need to get through this part. and then we'll turn around. Alright. So we're gonna do that. Whoops. Switch. I'm like, why is it not working? But that would be why. Alright, and so then yes, we've got to go 20, but we're barely going to be able to speed up here. It's pretty loud in there. Alright, so we are then lowering this down. And now we're going to the mine. Then we go to City West. And then we go to Coal Mine South. And then we get to City South. But that, so yes, we're kind of doing this with no real reason to be doing it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting here because I'm also thinking we might not have enough room to get everything in. So I may have to do it in pieces. Like, this is the one I really want, but... And this was the last one I found. And it's just a miracle that it was where I was at. But I had looked, I had run around the food factory, and I'm like, it's not here. It was, but I don't know, like, none of them were tipped over on their side, other than that. The others were... And so some I did find, others I had to spend some time really looking. But anyway, alright, so we are through, and now we have this ginormous... this ginormous trek to go to. And the things we're not getting, we're not going to get the DE2 at Harbortown. And we're also not getting the steam locomotive that's over at one of the places I'm not getting to. We'll get it at some point, but again, I have no interest right now in steam. But yeah, we will have 4 of the 6, and I don't know that I really need the DE2, so I'm not that worried about it. So it's like it worked out perfectly. But yeah, it was definitely a little bit of serendipity that we got up here in this part, and we were where we needed to be. To find our locomotive, but it's pretty sweet. So we'll have to see what we really end up doing. Because I may just focus on the DH4. I don't know. But it's kind of one of those, because the other pieces, we need to go to the machine factory to get parts for the locomotives. I do know that. You know, so I may not do this right away. We'll see. And again, next time we go to the harbor, we'll definitely drag the DE2 along with us. We're going to slow this down because we are going to go downhill a little bit. Obviously, we don't want to have a problem here, but we will then go uphill a little bit as well. So you can see right now we're flattening out, and I think we're transitioning now to go uphill. So, all right, so it'll slow down from 70. And again, it's a slight downhill. but then we will go uphill. So I don't know that it gets slower than 50. And yeah, I think at this point we're even. Yeah, the cough from my cold has gotten pretty bad. Basically, every time I'm not talking a lot, I'm coughing. So I'm muting, and we're doing that. Now we should be able to slow down pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried. Because we are going to start going downhill, so I will have to... Alright, so now we're going to put some brakes on, because we don't want to go crazy and run into a problem, so... Obviously we derail these. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. That would be awful. And I think that bridge we see in the distance is past... Oh no, it wouldn't be past the ironworks. Yeah, we're still a long way from the iron mine. Alright. So it's 40, but then it will speed up. But we're at 1948. It takes, I don't know, 5 seconds or so for a minute to go by, maybe 10. I don't think it's 10. But yeah, this is the sharp north turn. So we are kind of getting very similar to just kind of going the way we came. But it is such a exciting trip. Because this is, yeah, one of the cool things that you get to do, because then we'll get to mount our stuff in our locomotive, like, officially, and, you know, we'll see what else we take. So it would seem like I should probably do the DH6 and the DH4, because those, I assume, are the ones I would use. So I think we're getting a little bit of lightning. Again, it's a gentle slope up until, I don't know, 3/4 of the way there from here. So we will go ahead and, alright, so it is gonna speed up. The question is, how much do I want to give this a shot? Because until we get to 50, we're fine. It's just, I don't know how quickly it will accelerate here. So far, it's being pretty gentle, because then I think it'll be 80. Yeah, so it's 70 there. So we made it through. Now, we do get steeper at some point. Right, we can only go 60. So this was the bridge we had seen from way over there. When I was like, oh, it's past the iron mine. I'm like, no, it's not. And obviously we came through here, so we'll be able to go kind of through the yard, but again, we do need to stop in iron mine. And, you know, I didn't spend that much time looking because we were hauling, and I'm like, oh, it should be kind of obvious. It's a small yard. Well, Wasn't that obvious? I may not even remember where I found them, so there is that as well, but we'll see what happens. But we should be back before 6 a.m. Because, yeah, at this point, we're just going to rail everything behind it. And like I said, I could pull near where it is if I kind of remember. But, I mean, in this one, it'll be easier because there just isn't much around. So, we're going to Iron Mine West. Yeah, so, like, there's not much here, which is like, how did I miss it? And here at the iron mine, we have the DM3, which is a mechanical diesel, which requires you to shift gears, and, you know, there's just a lot more going on. Okay, so I think this is a pretty long tunnel now. I think we're kind of in it. Let's see. All right, 80. I just need to be careful. It's not showing down. But we're moving through here. So it's been an hour. See, and it's going to be like right around the turn, and it's probably going to be a 60, and then we're going to be like, uh-oh. I am not liking this. Alright. We're not going to push this, because again, I'm not going to have a problem here. So I probably can do that, so... This is how we blew it up, so we do need to be careful. Alright, so we're going to want to be careful here. And there is the DM3, I believe. So we're going to stop it here, just so we kind of have the shortest space. So again, like that one's at least kind of visible, but it was one of those that's like, well, is it visible? Alright, so if I take that here, you can see it's up there. I don't understand. Why did that not work? Okay. So that's the DM3. And hey, if we can do it that close, makes it super easy. You know, and again, we could save a little... Ooh, it let us do it. I'm surprised. Because I was like, we're too far away. It's not going to give me credit. But it did. Alright, so the other thing I probably need to do is no, I don't have it cut in, so... Because, yeah, I didn't hear... Like, I have everything on, right? Just make sure. Yep. Interesting. And so, again, we want to... whoops. That's the one break. We're gonna have this here. And... Okay. And the cutout, I assume, is fine. Alright. So yeah, we probably want to leave it Alright, so now our next one is City West. So we should be all set for that. Because again, we came up that way. And again, if we look at our book, we're just going to take a quick peek here. Alright, so the DH4 is 77, so I've got 4 of them. So I'm at basically 300 tons with that. The DM3 is 52, so I'm at 350. We're going to get the S60, that's another 50, so 400. And then we're going to get the DE6, which is 125. So we might want to put on a second engine for the last part. Not sure. But yeah, we'll see. But at this point, we are in good shape here. I hate the way that looks, because it's like, it looks like we're gonna hit the rock. We are climbing now all the way to the machine factory. And now we're level again. So 40, so we're still good. And we're going to want to stay to the right, or no, the left. So when the switch setter goes off, that's what we want. Okay, so we're to the left. Able to go 50 through there, so that's fine. So this is the spur. Actually, no, this takes us to the coal plant, and then yeah, we stay left because the next spur is where we went down and opened the. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. Is where we opened the garage. All right, so we are climbing a little bit here. But yeah, this was where we had gone. Now this is about 2%, so you can see 1.6. So we're going to put a little power in here and get moving. Because yeah, I'm thinking by the time we get to City West, we're going to be into the next day. We might get to the machine factory before midnight, but that'll be it. But yeah, if I play through, you know, when I play through again or something, I would certainly probably look around a little bit, but it was just like I was starting to wonder if I even knew what I was looking for, which is part of why I'm like, okay, I need some help. And, you know, there's material on the internet, as you might expect, you know, that tell you where to look, where they might be. But there's a lot of places that they can be, so don't think it's easy. And even when, like, there were some things, like, that, and I was getting really close, like, I'd almost checked everywhere a second time. Because the first time I tried to go through, and I found some things, Like, I think I found the one here in City West on my own. I know I found the S282 on my own, because it was just kind of out in the open when I looked around. Like, it, you know, because a lot of times, just like that DM3 was, they're just sitting next to the track. It's just, you know, they're a museum locomotive because they're not on the track. Because sometimes they are near, like, spawn locations. Alright, so that's the machine factory. And again, we're not picking anything up here. Because I can't yet. Because we got to get things to the museum before we're given the next steps. My understanding is there are 7 steps to get a locomotive done. So that's why they said, oh, it takes some money. Alright, so we should be just heading through the yard here. Are we? Well, I guess we'll see where we're going, and we'll just make sure we're looking ahead of things. Alright, and then we're going to the right, which probably makes sense. Yeah, because I think this is the D1 loading is where we're going, where we always have room. I hope so, because if not, we're going to be in trouble. Whoops. We're going to be in trouble. Alright. Well, that's why we look. I really should have checked ahead of time, so that was a bit of my stupidity, because I'm like, we've come through here, but we probably dropped some things off, and, you know, who knows at that point. Alright, but we're able to stop pretty quickly. But yeah, so we need to get through here and then go C1L. And there is nothing, any place on the way, like I'm grabbing everything we have. So there are no locomotives we're skipping, we're just not getting them because they're on the other side of the map. So, alright. See, and so what I needed to do was, you know, pay attention. Like, I couldn't see is the problem, because we were going a little too fast. If I had been slower, we would have been fine. But yeah, this should get us out. And again, the loading bay won't have anything. But I vaguely remember C2S. We dropped something. And again, with all the jumping around I did, I'm sure the jobs are long gone and recreated and all that. And so the other thing that's good to know is the military base doesn't have any spawn locations for these, which makes sense because, like, requiring you to get to the military base would be a lot. And at this point, since the switch setter is off, we know we don't have to worry about anything because these are just going to reset themselves as we go. So that was, we had obviously gone to the work location there. But we're already a quarter of a tank. And again, what you're seeing there is the coal plant. And we're going to be going downhill once we leave the machine factory to get to there, which you can kind of tell from here that we're kind of up at the level, up the smokestacks, so But yeah, basically almost all the way to City West, we're going to be going downhill. So I'm going to turn this off now. And we're going to let gravity do some of the work. Alright, so not a huge slope. We're going to go down to 1, where we're at 2 now. So you can see the clinometer is leveling out. But we can only go 60 through here. So we're going to increase that a bit. Give ourselves some resistance. Yeah, we're still on 1. Because I do think there's some sharp areas here, but this is how we go in, and rain is coming. So that's gonna, I think we want to go left. Because this is where we're coming into the power plant. So yeah, we're good here. Alright, we're gonna let this one go a bit. Again, we are slowing down. So I guess we're not gonna let it go too much, because we're already at 60. So let's control it a little bit again. So we're at about 1.5. Now we're back to going under 1. Alright, and to the right, yes, that's where we'd want to go. So again, we can go 60. Alright. And so here we're going uphill a bit. But we'll go downhill right away again. There you go. But we can go quicker, and then we're going to go uphill. But we might let ourselves get near 60 again. And then, yeah, once we get through City West, we're going to have to set some switches to get to Coal Mine South. Because that we weren't doing. Alright, and this should be pretty quick. We're not going to get a big uphill. So again, it's just 0.6. So it's not a big downhill. But right about here we're transitioning. But I think we're just really flattening out is what we're doing. And there might be a little bit of an increase, but it's not going to be substantial. Alright, we're slowing down there. In theory, some level. This is the fastest I've ever gone at 70. So yeah. But we don't have anything crazy happening, so that's okay. Alright, 80. And it's getting slower, so we're gonna start putting the brakes on. And there is City West. And so I will probably re-rail and spend a good amount of money doing that here. Because otherwise we've got to pull in the yard. So I'm going to be a non-frugal individual. We'll see. We'll see how much it is. If it's crazy, I might choose to back in. But right now, I'm just trying to go. So yeah, it's 12:28 after midnight, so we did get, obviously, to Machine Factory before midnight, and we almost got to City West, but some of that is because we flew through here. And yes, going through City West, we can only go about 30, so, and we're going to have to stop. Because again, we're going to need to connect this and all that. So this is down here, if I remember. So we would have gone to the right, but we're going to the left. And so we're gonna put this down here, and we're gonna start doing that. And we're gonna run over here and over by these apartments near the wall. And so this one, like I said, this one I did come across and find. So it's right behind the boat here, but you can kind of see it. It's pretty obvious. So sorry, was coughing and talking. So yeah, I'm like, we need to get there and then switch it. So you didn't miss much, but you know, you did miss some. Alright, so now we're gonna lower this. And we're gonna get going. And we'll get ourselves through over here. And then that will get us close to C. So at this point, like, we'll go in a good way, because there's no real reason to not. And then we'll get back there and we'll re-rail this and go from there. Just make sure I can see. so that we're not doing something crazy. Alright, and so at this point, we'll go ahead and stop there, and we will now re-rail it around here. So it's still a little ways away, but it's not crazy. Whoops. Alright, so we want to re-rail, so there is a limit to how far you can go, which again is good to know. So let's... Alright, and it's still 10,000, so... there we go, so that is that one. So that's an S60, but I believe this is also Steam, but it's a littler one. Ooh, can't make it, huh? This time we can't do it. Alright, so we'll bring this up, we'll lower this down, push it back a little bit, and then head in here. Alright, so now we can connect, put that on, pull this, go there, whoops, and go here. Alright, well, we can hear that. Now what I don't know is how do we... I think... Oh no, that's the regulator. So this could be bad because I don't know how to... Headlights, injector, blowdown, blower, fire. There's the regulator. Okay, so this I think is the brake. Okay, maybe not. Oh, is there something somewhere? Aha, okay. Cool. Well, that makes it easier. That we know how it works. Because I was like, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a problem there. Alright. Okay. So now we go... Alright, so now we need to set our switches. So let's go through this. So we're coming out here. We want to go left. We want to go right. Because we're going to coal mine south. We're going to go right. And then we're going to go left. So right, left. Go through here. We're going to stay to the right. And here we're going to go to the right. And that'll take us there. And then we'll be heading to City South. Alright. So... Alright, so we're going through here. And again, these aren't that heavy as we add them on. But at this point, like, we're getting a little bit of a length. So now we have 3 engines that work and 3 engines that don't. But we'll see how this all will come through. And hopefully we'll get to Coal Mine South. Alright. And I don't know if I'm going uphill or here or not. It looks like we're level. So we're going to speed a little bit. Again, yes, we want to go to the left. So yeah, to the right would take us to the sawmill. So there's nothing there. I was beginning to think, I'm like, this thing is going to be in the sawmill, because I couldn't find it anywhere else, but it was not. Alright, so we're just going to be careful. So it looks like we're going along, because we are going to go uphill again, but yes, it's 80, but then slowing down. And then again, we want to go to the right, and then the left. Alright. Alright, so we are level at this point. So I will drop this all the way down then. If we start climbing, we'll worry about it. Again, we might have a really slow turn, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Yeah, 50, so we're good. And it's level through here, and then we're immediately going to go to the left. Yep, left. So, I think you start to see the switch setter's power. Like, you know, you can double check the map if you didn't know, but which I kind of am. I'm looking at that as I go. You know, the thing I can't see. Alright, so let me put this on here, because we're going to go downhill. And it won't be too bad, but yeah, if I go here, we're basically going through these now. So that is where we're at. Whoops. Alright, and now we're going to be level. And we're going to be climbing, so we're going to start going, because everything through here is about 2.5%. We're not there yet, but you can see how we're starting to climb. So I want to get some speed in here. So that we have some momentum, because you can see we're at 1.7 there. Now we're getting into yellow, we're starting to cool. So we just need to make sure we don't get into red. And again, we're basically climbing most of the way to the coal mine, and then we'll be heading down into City South. Alright, so 6, but it's going to get slower. Alright, we're not going to blow this up again, so we're going to back this off. So at this point, yeah, we're at 2%. It's going to get a little steeper here and there. Let's see, if I go up 1, because I kind of just want to, if I can maintain, that'll be good. I don't necessarily need to accelerate. Alright, and now we're going back to 2. We'll flatten out a little bit, and then we're going to go up again. And then again, the next switch we should go to the right, and that will take us down to the coal mine. So again, 1.5. We're up at 50. So this is the track that goes underneath that viaduct near the farm. So that is the part we're running on. So back to 2. But then it should flatten out shortly, so you can see it's like 1.7, 1.5-ish. Back to 2. So definitely a little bit of changing. And then it's going to accelerate here to 60. And we are almost 4 a.m. So in 2 hours, we'll be getting new weather. But not that we know anything about the weather we have. Alright, so that is, I believe, the farm. The oil well's back there. Just gonna be careful. So, as I said, here comes the viaduct. And we'll go under, and then very quickly we'll be going down to the coal mine, or well, up to the coal mine a little bit, but it won't be anything too crazy. Now we're at 4 a.m. We're still climbing at about 1. And there we go. So again, 0.2 I'm sure is 200 meters. So, right, so we can go 50 through there. And again, we're going uphill, or no, downhill. So we're going to back this off, and yes, we want to then go to the right up here. And it should be relatively straight, so we should be able to go through at some good speed. And we don't have quite as far as we've gone from City West yet to get to Coal Mine South, but we'll be close. So now this is where we're picking up the DE6. So we're going to turn on probably another locomotive. I don't know, it's going to be close. So I can try it. I mean, it is downhill to City South, so I just need braking. But we'll get ourselves down here. And this one, again, I found, I think he's just basically sitting next to some tracks, so. And he's big, so kind of easy to see. But not seeing the lights yet. Alright, so we can go 50 through here, so we'll be careful, but it's pretty level. And so we still have 400,000, even if I need to spend 10, we'll be over 400. Alright, so I'm thinking we're going to be left, but I don't know. But yeah, we're pretty much level into here now. Well, no, we're climbing, I guess, a little bit. Yep, so we're going left, which I think is fine, because I think it's up there somewhere. But I'm thinking when we went through here before, we didn't know what we were looking for. So we're gonna slow down. And where is it? Trying to remember. That's not it. That's one on there. But, now wait a minute. Where are we going? Okay. There it is. Okay. So, like I said, pretty obvious where it is. Kind of out in the open. So we want to re-rail this. And I am surprised. How do we, why can't we do it? Why can't we turn it around? Oh, okay. I'm like, this is unfair. Okay. So again, we change this. Let this go. Back it up a little bit. Whoop. Alright. So he's pulling away, I think. So don't want to do that. Alright. And yes, he's got a multi-unit cable, as you can see. So that is good. But this is the Beastie Boy. Alright, where? I don't understand. I would think this just has a wheel. Clearly. Cab heater. Independent brake, turn brake, okay. So there's the brake. So yeah, it's like, I think something's not right. Oh, there it is, okay. It is outside, so is it not making noise now? It's not. Alright, that took a lot. Oops, sorry. I said I may have to turn on another one, but I think it's downhill most of the way. And so if it is downhill, this is all easy. But what I want to do is put this here so I can see. And then we want city south. Yes, we want to go left. Hold on. Is this... Alright, so we're going to go 50. Alright, so we're level. Am I going the right way? I hope so. I think I am. This would really suck if I wasn't, but yeah, I think I am. Alright. Alright, so again, it should be downhill, but what I want to do is then go through here, so I want to go left, then it'll go through there, and then we pull through there, so we just want to make sure we can get through B, so we want to stay right, then left, and that'll get us where we need to go. So we should be good as we head in. But we're after 6, so it is a new day in Derail Valley on many fronts. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because hopefully we can get in somewhere, and we might have to play some games. I have some ideas of what I can do. Alright, so 1.1 down, because right now we're even. And it's going to get steeper and steeper for a little bit around this turn. Now, I would think the other engines will help with braking, but this is where I was a little bit unsure of myself. But yeah, we're going around a big turn. Alright, so now we're down to 1.5. And now there's a kind of a tight S-curve at some point. Not right here, but we'll be coming up after the tunnel. And so this again turns into how tight is tight. Right now we're 1, kind of staying at 1. And the last thing I want to do is derail when we're close. That would be awful. Because I'm just worried this might be a 40. No, it's a 70, so we're okay. Again, the sharp turn is coming up. Again, we got a ways to go. I mean, not that City South is at ground level, but, you know, or at the water level. But obviously it's close. So, again, we're supposed to be able to go 70. And at this point, if I need to slow down, we're going to use the regular brakes. If I suddenly have to slow quickly. I mean, I'll use dynamics a little bit, But again, I gotta watch that heat, because that's what did me in last time. So we're slowing down. And again, I'm just worried it might be a 40 outside the tunnel. So I'm gonna get myself below 50. And again, there's a lot of weight it's trying to hold up, so I get what's happening, and you can see it went from 1 to like almost 1.5. So it's just more. And then we go to the right, and we're in the city. Alright, so this is 60. So we cannot see City South yet, which is a little crazy, because I swear it's right here. So yeah, I think we go to the left a little, and that gets us there. But we're close to the water, but again, we're not at the water's edge. Alright, we're going through the loading platforms. And we have made it back to the museum. Absolutely awesome. So we'll let ourselves get through the yard at a good pace. And we can see the silhouette of the museum. So that is where we are going. And yeah, so it can spawn near the roundhouse here where we're going, near the museum. Alright. Is that correct? Yeah, alright. Because we want to go through the yard cleanly. So, yep, that should work. So, there is the museum. We've looked at it a few times, so... And yeah, there's usually not a lot of great jobs out of here. So there may be a bit of that. But yeah, these switches have nothing to do with the museum. These are for the yard. I think that one is for the museum, so we've got to get past this one. And so we're gonna hop out. We're gonna put some brake on. So by the time it slows down, well, it slowed down pretty fast, so never mind. So, there we go. That's what we got. No, we're still not there. My goodness. Alright. Alright. So we've got it all. Flip that. And then we will hop up here. We'll just stand on the back. And we'll see what we can do. And if I gotta play around too much, I might just wait. We'll see. But it's a beautiful day to get back here and get these in. And yes, we have the museum license, so we can get through here, as opposed to crashing like we did the last time. But yeah, you know, you may have a question like, okay, why did I go look instead of just looking and letting it go? I felt like I had been doing it for like 10 episodes now and hadn't found anything. So I felt I gave it a good try, and that was good enough. And at this fence line is where the museum thing was. That was closed, but the thing is, I don't know if the turntable's ready for us. It probably is not. Yeah, it's not. So we'll start. Alright. So let me hop down. And the question becomes... Alright, so there is something there. But see, there's no way I'm going to get all of these on here. So this is... See, that's the SD 60. But I can put the DE2 in there for now. But I'm going to decouple the front locomotive, or I'm going to turn off the front locomotive, and I'm just going to use the back one. Because at this point, it's just too much. So, because I know that's way too long. Alright. So that'll shorten us a little bit, but you can see how long we are. Now the problem is, the S60, so I'm like gonna be, this is gonna be like the stupid game with the, like when you're building a tower with rings, is what this is gonna be like. This is gonna be crazy. Alright. So, alright. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna get going again. Whoops. We do need to get the brake cut off there. Alright, so now I'm a little confused. Oh, because I'm paired to the wrong locomotive. So what I need to do is pair and pair. Alright. So, now we should be okay, hopefully. So, we'll take this off, turn this on, or not. I probably have the handbrake on. No? Oh, I am so confused. The reverser's on. Okay, so we're not paired to the right locomotive. So let's try this again. What is going on? I don't understand. Alright, so that was the locomotive I was trying to use. I think there's something wrong with its brakes. I don't know what. I don't know how it went bad. But there is definitely something going on that should not be. And I tried for quite some time. And so we're going to see if we can do it with this one, which is now the middle one. Alright. So this will work here. We're going to connect these up. Get everything. Yeah, I checked, like, everything. And basically, when I go forward with that, as soon as I let the throttle off of the other one, yeah, we have a problem. So, anyway. I was also thinking, like, oh, maybe the turntable is, like, it knows it's not lined up in the right direction, so maybe that was the problem? No. Because that's why I had that off, but before I get in here and then I suddenly derail things, I'm like, yeah, let me fix this. So yeah, this is like the worst order it could possibly be. But anyway, yeah, see, because I could not get it to move. I actually almost overheated it. And yeah, I'm just on one little thing here. So we'll see what this looks like, but I don't think this is going to be anywhere near where I need it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fit all of these on. And the bad thing with it is that, yeah, because right now we've got the S, yeah, it's not going to work. Alright, so we're going to get in here, and I'm just going to have to get this in as far as I can. And maybe I can get both of these in here, and then we'll, like, pull it out and do whatever. I don't know. Because that's kind of what I need to do. So, yeah, because then I can move the other two in. So let's get this changed and changed. So again, it's so late. I apologize. I had everything off here. So yeah, you didn't hear all of my stuff. So I said, yeah, when you go in the bay, it shows you where you're going. Now what? I don't understand. And so you've seen it, and then it marks it off on the board. Is the other piece I was sharing. So this is our last one, but probably one of the ones we really want to deal with. So there you go. We'll get him in there. Clear that. So yes, I was not intentionally not speaking. I just didn't realize I was muted. So it's also possible that you had not heard that when I switched locomotives, that third one, something's wrong with its brakes. Like, so basically, if we look at this, you can see the bars are like up to 4, and they go higher when it's running. They're like at 2 or 3 on the white arrow, and they won't move, and then when I throttle it up and let the throttle go, the vehicle just stops. So, like, so the brake is on, but it might need to get repaired. Oh boy. Alright, let me, before I make a mistake, let me just get this on the turntable. Alright, now we'll do that. We'll turn it off. And now we'll get this turned. Alright, so we're all set. Long episode, but we've got 4 museum pieces now. So again, the DE2 and the steam locomotive, because I think this is a steam one too. But yeah, the big steam locomotive is also not here yet, but we'll see. We'll worry about it later. But just so you kind of understand what's going on, the jobs are over here. And now, if we look, we can see the cost is $80,000, and that will pull the parts for everything, and print the appropriate jobs, I believe. So, but we're not gonna do that at this point. We're just gonna wrap this up, and I will see you next time.